He's always winning. He makes like
he makes like small
yeah, 200
bucks a day, right?
Yeah, and then he's out, in and out.
Like,
If you want to make 200 bucks a day just like that, and you have a few thousand,
if he puts 100,000 in a CD, he could get like 500 bucks a month or 400 bucks a month.
yeah, you know he doesn't touch any investments. All he does is trade. That's his only source. You know,
No,
he paid cash. He paid cash for his house. He said he's not going to touch interest. He doesn't believe in that stuff.
He doesn't believe in interest?
No, it's just one of those things. He paid cash for his house. 30 years ago.
Credit card, yeah.
Yeah, no credit cards, no interest,
He pays cash for everything.
no debt.
Well, he's a smart guy. Because those are all those are all traps.
Well, no, they're beneficial if you know how to use them. It's the double-edged sword of credit cards and investments and all that.
If you pay it on time, they don't charge you interest, right?
And you can earn like 2% a year off your credit card debt too when you buy in rewards. Oh, she missed it. I think what was it, a squirrel? Probably. All right, I'll do a crypto vlog summarizing the weekend. Crypto vlog, February 13th, year of our crypto lords. Going on a different hike today. So a lot of stuff to talk about today in the crypto world. Because what happened over the weekend? Well, we had the ZK narrative, the ZK rotation. Dusk ended up going to 28.63 cents or so. It just flew. A lot of people said play the laggards. I think MetaQuant talked about NEO, that NEO was ZK and China narrative, but it went up about 5% and dumped. So not much for that China ZK narrative. A lot of people play the laggards, and you'll notice the laggards aren't moving as much. Like we had Ajax and Ocean. Ocean finally caught up, but Ajax was always the leader. Bet caught up a little bit, but playing the laggards is forgivable and profitable during a bull or echo rally. But as the market widens down, as Bitcoin starts to correct, then the laggards aren't that profitable anymore. So you just stayed, LRC was okay, but not as high as Dusk went. So Dusk was the best performer. And then we had this early Sunday afternoon, or late Sunday afternoon in the US, we sold off. That would have been late Sunday evening in Europe, early Monday morning, Asia. So we started to correct about an hour before futures opened. Futures opened at zero Central European time every Sunday, or 11 p.m. UTC. That's something to look forward to. But they got front run by an hour. Started to correct. Super Bowl Sunday. Spoiler, Kansas City Chiefs are down 24-14 at half. They end up winning 38-35. The last second field goal. So, there was a Super Bowl halftime show. They paid $6.4 million for a 1 minute spot, I think. I think the price came down or went up. It was the NFT, Digidaiku. Genesis had a special egg NFT. You just had to scan your phone on the commercial and you got an NFT worth about 0.5 ETH or $750, $800. Yep. All you had to do was scan it. It would open the app on the phone, put in your Ethereum wallet or create a new one. I'm not sure exactly. Well, you had to watch the Super Bowl. So, yeah, that was a nice place for someone with like a small 3, 4, 5 figure crypto balance. A nice boost while the market was bleeding out. So he started to bleed again. And then guess what? Elon Musk picture of him with Rupert Murdoch and his wife at the Super Bowl, sitting in those box seats or a private section. And somebody tweeted, what are they talking about? And then Elon Musk at 8:20 p.m., which would be 4:20 a.m. UTC, he said Dogecoin. So Dogecoin got sent from about 8.1 cents all the way to 8.6 cents. So nice. What is it? 6% pump or so. 6.5. I don't know. No, that would be 7. So, but the bots bought the bottom, the first percent. So the most you would have made was like 5% buying the bottom, selling the top. Congrats to people like Jai and Dylan who made 10 or 20,000 on that. Just aping $500,000 into that tweet. So that's why it's so great to be a news trader. You can just sit back and wait. The problem is you got to be on like a solid 8 or 12 hour window a day to catch all these big news plays like the tweets. Europe was sleeping. Everyone else was up. Asia and the US. Oh, a lot of people on the east coast of the US were probably asleep. Anyway, that was a big news play, and you're not subject to the market volatility because you're in and out in 10 minutes. That's the great part about that type of trade. Is Bonnie lagging, or is she
I
up
thought
there?
she's up ahead.
Oh yeah, there she is. I see her shadow up there behind the sticks. Is coyote poop? You got some coyote
I
poop?
saw a bunch of coyote poop.
Could be dog poop too.
I was worried Rusty was going to eat it.
Okay, so is there a silver lining? What else happened? One more thing. We had the SXP swipe debit card. So apparently they only release news like once a year, and their news always pumps. I didn't know about that. If you're a news trader like Cook Trades, you knew it. If you're just a regular on and off news trader, you probably knew it too. But if you dabble, you might not have bought it. So the Solar debit card, Swipe was actually the first Binance supported crypto debit card, I think, in 2020. Or maybe Binance card, maybe they're the second one. And they discontinued it. Whatever happened in 2022, the bear market, card went under. They moved to a staking thing where you had to buy 20,000 XXP and hold. I don't know exactly, but it's really great. If it was unlimited 8%, if you were a reseller, you just buy crypto, spend, resell, flip, whatever, and make that 8%. But it was discontinued, and now the Solar card, different reward structure, probably smaller. Not in the bull market anymore, but it's back. So it sent XSP from, I think Hyuk had one of the first entries at 28.79 cents, and it got sent to about 37.61 maybe. I'm just throwing out numbers, I don't remember. So incredible. Oh, what's the math on that? 29 plus 8 is around 27%. I know it's between 25 and 30. Just estimating. So the good part about doing quick math is you just need a rough estimate that gives you your margin of error, and then you can reduce your error further. So back to the matter of hand, other news. Oh yeah, and then people tried to shill the narrative, the payment narrative. XSP, what else? Alchemy bank payments. Alchemy got sent ACH pay from like 15 cents to 17, 15 and a half to 17. Yeah, 17.2, something like that. And then Mobile Coin, another payment platform for Signal. I talked about it in Saturday's vlog or Sunday's vlog when I uploaded it, which was nice. That Mobile Coin got sent from about $1.35, $1.36, somewhere in that area, to $1.55, and then it retraced, maybe higher. And then the final piece of news. You ready for the final piece? It's the big one. So at 11:32 p.m. Sunday night at Pacific time, so that would be 7:32 a.m. Again, Europe's asleep. 8:32 a.m. in Europe. 90% of European traders are going to be asleep for that. News traders, sorry. Just because they like to sleep in, they stay up late for the news, for the U.S. space-time news, and then they wake up a little later around noon or so. So people like Hook Trades didn't get in. Naughty didn't get in. I don't even think Haliflex got in. Top Turkish news trader. And BNB tanked from 314 all the way, well, technically it bounced at 288 first, and then it bled out overnight all the way to 282.8, I think. And it bounced a little, 289. So the narrative was, so the news was Paxos Gold, Paxos, the issuer of the Binance USD stablecoin, BUSD, which is the Binance equivalent of USDT, the Coinbase equivalent of USDC, Coinbase, I should say Circle. What else? USDN if you trade waves. I don't know, I'm not sure if that got a pump. Remember UST? That was a type of algo stablecoin. Not exactly the same. So, and then we had the decentralized stablecoins like Maker, Aave, and Curve. The three big ones. By market cap, Aave's the largest, then Curve, then Maker DAO. Did we lose Liberty? I haven't seen her in a while.
She goes off the trail.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, she'll come in a second. Oh, there's a dog way up there. Can't see him though. Yeah, so people rotated these. Now the decentralized stablecoin narrative, Curve, Aave, Maker. Yeah, people rotating. Curve got sent from like 88 cents, 92 cents ish. Oh, there she is. I'm not sure exactly where the bottom was. All the way to $1.06 last time I checked, and it's crazy. So, yeah. So Paxos G got subpoenaed or sued, a cease and desist from the NYDFS. I think that's the New York Department of Financial Services, the regulatory commission that oversees digital, physical, finances, proprietary, whatever. So, cease and desist. Why is New York big? It's just a state, right? Well, New York is the biggest financial state in the U.S. Wall Street, all that good stuff. You have the New York Federal Reserve that has a seat on the Federal Reserve. So, a lot of big things. New York Federal Reserve buys and sells treasury bonds, right? So, a lot of stuff going on, why New York is very important to the financial world. That's why a lot of those Coinbase listings weren't offered in New York and a few other states, because of the regulatory oversight required for listing digital currencies that are not securities. Yeah, so they couldn't mint any more BUSD. So Binance CZ tweeted 4, didn't save BNB necked. And a lot of people thought it would bounce at 300. Okay, he's going to tweet. It did bounce temporarily from like 300 to 306, 302 to 306. But anyway, on to the next trade. So what's going to happen to BNB? Well, actually, CZ issued a statement saying they're going to slowly get rid of BUSD trading and people will just start to use USDT pairs. I don't think they'll go to USDC. I think the USDC FUD is still coming. So how could you have made money? Well, it was hinted and leaked with the staking ban on Thursday by Kraken. Brian Armstrong on Wednesday tweeted about it. And a lot of prep could have went into that. So you're in all these trades, all these narratives, the market's bleeding, you're discouraged, right? But then the news traders get to sit there and say, when is the news coming? I'm tired of these narratives, blah, 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 dumb narrative traders, da, da, da. And boom, they're hit with this news. They have, say you have $50,000 in your margin account and you can short. I'm not sure about Bybit because they have limit orders. So unless you have your script or your terminal, check out Tulip, tulip.trade. TULEEP.trade. It's a great place to get started on news trading with terminals. And I'm pretty sure it's safe. I'm like 90% sure. Well, 10% to lose all your money. So don't use your usual browser. Use a different browser. Don't put all your money in that account. Maybe 10% of your margin funds. So if you had 50,000 ready to trade, you could have done 20x short on BNB, $1 million. It dumped a good 10%. I think about 10%. Yeah, right around 10%. And that's your moneymaker right there. That's your $100,000. That's good for the month. You don't have to do any other trades for the whole month. Imagine that. You made your stipend $100,000. Of course, you're a degen. You're gonna get into a bunch of other trades. It's the way the market is. So I know a lot of people miss the trades, but a few people made like 10 or 20 grand in the news trading discords, Evil Eye and Tree News, which is the official rebrand. NFTs coming soon in a couple weeks. Get ready. When you start news trading, you're going to be exit liquidity at first, then you'll learn the best news to trade. The news that moves a bit slower, the news that gives you a few seconds to enter, where you don't have to enter the first 2 or 3 seconds. And you'll make it. So don't get discouraged. Do we have Bonnie coming? Or is she still up? Is that her at the top of the hill, or is she lower than that? That black thing?
She's right there. She's maintaining her.
Oh, okay.
Her pace is steady.
Oh, I see.
Slow but steady.
And then the SPX 500 stocks open Monday morning, bright and early, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. They open green. Why do they open green? Because it's going to be a dump on CPI, right? Usually you get the reversal on CPI. Unless we close red, then we might have a good CPI. CPI, remember, comes out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, bright and early, which would be 1:30 p.m. European time. Everyone's going to be awake, right? 5:30 a.m. Pacific might not be. So very important CPI reading. It's important that we don't overshoot. Even 0.1% over, it's going to be iffy. And they recalibrated it to include seasonal variations over the years. So it's going to be really crazy because December CPI issued in January ended up being recalibrated 2% higher. So it's going to be really interesting. Are we going to correct hard or just a little bit? We'll see. Yeah, so Curve is doing well today. Curve was the play, BNB short, Curve long, or you could have longed Aave or Maker. And you just park your liquidity in your margin account and wait for the big news. But you have to be a great news trader and you have to be on 8 or 12 hours a day and not be that unlucky. But thing is, if you woke up late because it took 3 hours for BNB to stop dropping and then the Curve narrative to start, because Curve was also dropping. A lot of people sold Curve too early as it was dropping with BNB and BTC. Of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to follow the FUD. Then the recovery process is really great if you rotate it into the Curve Aave. And you have the DeFi, the stable coins that aren't on Binance, the smaller cap ones. FXS, I think, was one. But it bled out. They're like, really? Nobody uses Frax. So a few people do. Frax shares. Yeah, so the Europeans were awake for that one, so they could at least catch that one. Hook Trades posted his last 30-day P&L, I think. Or was it February only? Made like 180 grand, not bad. Just winning. He had like, I think 90% winning days, 10% losing days, something like that, or 85%. That's just how you do it, winning. And that's the summary. So I talked about a lot of things. And if you're going to be the news trader, you just wait on your heels while all these narrative traders get rocked. You can trade the narratives too, but so being a news plus narrative trader is the best risk reward. Most guys are that, but short-term narrative, they might be in and out in a half an hour, not going to hold for a couple days. That's a bit risky. That's it. I guess that's a summary of events. So don't get discouraged. You got to hustle. You got to find the profitable plays, because remember, every single play has a risk reward. And January was very easy to ape whatever was chilled on Twitter, but February was a market-wide correction. A lot of people like Kobe, GCR, even I warned you to de-risk, but the first week of February was great. First two days. Well, we had the echo bubble. We were already in the bear. The question is, do we have another recovery right away? Do we wait it out? What's going on? Anyway, so decide what you want to do. If you want to take risky trades, it's not the time. So the great news is we're getting an NFT season, supposedly, and that's going to be great. We had a hint of it. NFTs bled out the last few days, though. We had checks that retraced from 2.5 to 1 ETH now. But we'll get that NFT season, because it always comes. Blur airdrop tomorrow, Tuesday. Valentine's Day, Rose is launching something on Valentine's Day. Couple plays potentially. Blur, the thing is, aping into these new launches, it's risky, so decide if you want to ape or not. But it's a gamble. You probably have a couple hours of up if you ape, as long as you don't ape the top the first minute. Usually it bleeds out for a little bit and it pumps. It's hard to play. You're gonna have to hold underwater, most likely. Should profit, but that's just if your risk appetite is set up for that Blur airdrop. And yeah, so we might get, after people sell their Blur airdrops, they'll sweep the floors of other things like Mutant Apes, Pudgies. Bored Apes are a little harder to move. Miladies should get their exit pump again, at least back to 2 ETH with the Larry Cooperman shill. Hi guys. Hi.
Drew, do you think Airbnb's gonna go up? You still holding on to it?
The echoes. Remember, we're in a recession now, so it's gonna make lower highs. If you get sucked in, you'll lose your money. The weekly death cross of Bitcoin is coming up. But NFTs, man, we're gonna have a lot of 100x mints from like $10 to $1,000. Get ready for them. Don't be afraid to ape. Now a lot of people are saying Blur sell the news, but I think we have 1 or 2 weeks of pump after Blur as alt sort of chop sideways until Bitcoin finally bounces. You notice it wasn't a bounce right away. So with trading Bitcoin, say you want to have your risks defined. When Bitcoin hit 24, you're saying, okay, if it comes back to 23, I want to exit out. But it hit 23 and bounced back to 24. But it hit like 22.5 and bounced. So you have to say, okay, once it goes under 23, I'm going to sell the next bounce over 23, the first bounce. Then it goes under 23 again. You're like, okay, I'm going to sell when it goes, all my alts when it goes back over 23. But you don't sell. So now the third time, saying I'm definitely selling when it goes back over 23. Guess what? It's not going back over 23. So that just bleeds out the short / midterm, whatever, for a couple weeks. Trend is now bear. The super trend at 21.2K hasn't been tested. We got pretty close to 21.47 today. So, or sorry, 21.4113, I think. So very close to that 21.2K super trend. We don't have to touch it. Obviously it's better entry if we do touch it, but anyway, we might chop, bleed out, see what happens, then get the retest of the super trend. in a week and then go back up. But definitely we've had this trend where we go up and then down. Get ready. Get ready for it. Anyway, that's Mike said he had a friend that could run from his house all the way up here to the top of
In like 7 minutes, yeah, I remember that.
and then back. No, he said like 45 minutes, I think.
It's not impossible, right?
Yeah, but it's just hard when you're going up that hill. You're so tired. Anyway, that's it. Get ready to make money. Be smart. A lot of people spend 90% of the day just watching, maybe 99% of the day just watching. 1% entering a trade and watching some more. You don't have to do that. You got to be smart, whether you're copying a Twitter shiller. Be ready, be smart, have your terminal set up. Use TuLeap.trade if you want to get started. Custom terminals are going to be a couple seconds faster though. You don't need to be that yet, unless you've advanced to the level, you've maxed out your public terminal speed. So you can still make it. Borrow liquidity if you want, show your results. Odds are you're probably going to scam people. Yeah, do a reverse mortgage on your house. But if you have the skills,
If you don't have kids.
you can find the money. If you're profitable, you can find the money. That's all I can say. If you're not profitable, then you're not going to find the money.
Remember that 22-year-old influencer who said, if you don't own a Lambo by the time you're 22, it's so easy to make money these days.
Yeah.
And everyone responded in the comments like, oh, if the Lambo was so attainable, then it wouldn't be a Lambo.
Yeah, exactly. I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Thanks for the comments. Bun Bun Fun, Tyro, Cheza, Comfy, Jamie. Shoot. I think D-Gen Boy was there.
What about BBB?
Yeah, Bun Bun Fun, BBF. So, if I didn't mention your name, you get $20. So message me. Thanks. See you later.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, sure.